The Portland Stage Company, in its latest production, is presenting a work that is based on the fascinating life of one of the great literary creations of the last 2 centuries, Sherlock Holmes. The name of the play is Sherlock Holmes, The Final Adventure. With us here on 207, 3 of the people who are bringing it to life, the actors Brian Lee Wynn, Laura Darrell, Tom Ford. Thank you all for coming in. Good to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
All right. It's a little cheesy, but I'm going to start out with the local angle because we have the rare opportunity here of talking to 3 people who didn't need any directions about how to find the theater. Every one of you has really deep Maine connections. Let's start with you, Brian. Where'd you grow up?
So born in Maine Med, grew up on Munjoy Hill, Kellogg Street, and then I graduated from Gorham High School.
Laura?
Born at Mercy, rivals. Grew up in Yarmouth and graduated from North Yarmouth Academy.
Tom, you don't have a local hospital that you can try out.
No, I don't. But I've worked here at Portland Stage since about 2000. Anita Stewart, the artistic director, hired me. And recently, just a year ago, my partner and I moved here, and we live in Portland proper.
It's interesting because actors go where the work is. This is the nature of what you do. You travel all over the country, occasionally to other countries, to do what you love. What is it like, Brian, to actually be able to perform and act in your hometown?
It's wonderful and disorienting because I haven't been back for about 20 years. So the roads stay the same, but all of the stores, all of the houses are different. I would say the most comforting thing for me is that I'm staying with my mother right now. I'm staying with family in Gorham, and that comfort of the food and all that is bringing me right back to Maine.
Laura, what is it like to be in a theatrical company that you know well, where you walk into the building, it's a place that you know?
It's just so nice. Anita Stewart, Portland Stage is just such a great community of artists. I always feel very supported, and we're going to produce great work, and so I feel very lucky that I get to do art in my home.
And Tom, you've done a whole bunch of plays at Portland Stage. Roughly how many?
I think it's around 10 or 12 over the years, I think. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, you don't have a little record book that you keep in your pocket. Let's just sort of cover the basic story. What is, at least, how the play begins? What's the basic premise of Sherlock Holmes, The Final Adventure?
Well, so for any of the super fans, this blends 2 stories of Sherlock's life. So it's a mystery combined. So even if you know the story, which is The Final Adventure and the Scandal in Bohemia, you're going to be surprised. This talks about one of Sherlock Holmes' last adventures and how he ends maybe his career.
We should just tell folks what characters you're playing. You play Dr. Watson, who is, of course, Holmes's partner. You play a character named Madge Larrabee, and you play Professor Moriarty, who Holmes fans will immediately recognize as his nemesis.
Save yourself. Such good advice, Mr. Holmes, and yet how rare the man who is able to do so.
Laura, when the call came through and you started talking with Portland Stage about the possibility of doing this, what was sort of your reaction? How did you respond?
Oh, I was so excited. I love the BBC. Is a BBC version with Benedict Cumberbatch, and I've just been a great fan of the characters. They're such lovable characters, and I just knew we were going to have tons of fun. And when I heard that I would play a woman of dubious morals, I thought, well, please. Cathartic.
And you play one of the really villainous characters in literature, as someone who the Holmes fans both love and hate. What's it like to play that role?
Well, I think when I used to play really nice guys all the time until I turned 50, and then all of a sudden I was just doing horrible things to people right and left. It's great. It's really fun to be bad. I mean, you get to yell at people, and you get to be mean to people, and and you get to sort of exercise the demon side of whatever you carry around in yourself.
And Brian, you play Holmes' sidekick, as we said, Dr. Watson, who is the narrator of the stories and also the narrator of the play as well, right?
That's true, yeah. I begin the play, I end the play, I bring us throughout the whole adventure, following Watson and bringing us, following Holmes and bringing us right in.
The tea, Watson.
Yes?
Sherlock Holmes, The Final Adventure at Portland Stage Company. Thank you all for coming in. Really appreciate you being here. Good
Thanks
to
for
see you.
having us.
Come see the show.
Yeah.
The play, great advice. The play can be seen in the theater through November 28th. It streams into early December. We've got information on all that, showtimes, tickets, everything else that you'll find in the 207 section of our newscentermaine.com website. We will be right back.